In my last video, there was a misinterpretation about grades and about how final grades will be calculated. So I wanted to go back through both the assignment gradebook, the learning mastery gradebook, and then talk about final grade calculations so that you can determine what your overall grade will be in your course. So the first thing, I'm in my son's social studies gradebook, and you'll notice that once I've clicked on grades, it brings me to this assignment gradebook. The assignment gradebook has some pretty valuable information in it and is a great place for a quick glance as to how you're doing in class. You are correct, it does not give an overall grade, and I'll show you where you can then determine what your grade will be in each of your courses. What this assignment gradebook does is it lets you know, first off, what the assignments are, but also, are they learning opportunities or are they a demonstration of knowledge? So your demonstration of knowledge activities will be the ones that are in your learning mastery gradebook. These are the ones that directly relate to the standards. Your learning opportunities are the attempts that you have along the way to practice those standards and practice those things so that when you get to your demonstration of knowledge, you already know what you're supposed to be doing. Those are your practice attempts. Many times your teacher will tell you that you need to complete all learning opportunities prior to redoing a demonstration of knowledge. This is important to keep in mind because as we get to the end of the semester, there's going to be less and less time for you to be able to complete those learning opportunities to then have an attempt to do another demonstration of knowledge. So it's in your best interest to complete those learning opportunities so that if you need to go back and redo any demonstration of knowledge for a better grade, that you then have those learning opportunities already completed so you don't have to double up on your work. As I'm looking through this, the other information that it gives me is it gives me a quick glance to say, okay, I have a 3 or higher in all areas in this course that are demonstration of knowledge, except for these two. It looks like these two items, I might need to go to office hours, or my son in this case would need to go to office hours and work with his teacher on these two assignments. Because the goal is to have a 3 or higher. A 3 is an A, and it's not that we want everybody to be an A, but a 3 says that you are proficient at that standard. So as you go through your assignment gradebook, this piece will be really important for you to just take a glance at and say, am I scoring where I want to on all of my demonstration of knowledge? And do I have those learning opportunities completed so that if I have to redo a demonstration of knowledge, that I don't have to go back and double do my work? Now we take a look at this learning mastery gradebook. This is how we'll determine your final grade. For middle school, you will have different categories here. Your categories will be reported out individually. So for example, for this social studies course, this student will get a grade in civics and they will get a grade in history. For high school, these will be averaged together to get one final social studies grade. If you open up these tabs, you will see all of the different standards that are attached to that category. It then tells you how many alignments you have, so how many assignments go along with that standard. And it also tells you how many of them are mastered. This here says that there's 3 alignments and they're not mastered. And that is because if I open it up, they're not yet assessed. So that might be assessed later on this semester, or it might be assessed next semester, and it's already in that gradebook piece. These assignments will not be used to calculate the final grade. Only the assignments that have been aligned and assessed. So when I open these up, I can see here that he has this assignment, he has this assignment, and so from this, that piece will then tell me what he has for this standard. Right now, he has a 3 out of 4 on this standard, and then he has, for this standard, a 2 and a 3 for this standard. If I were this student, I would then go and see my teacher to see if I could redo this assignment and try and get that 3. Why? Because it will increase this grade. Again, these are the civics scores underneath that category. So what'll happen is these totals here on the end will get averaged together to get a civics grade. So your teacher will take the mode of each of these standards and will put them together to get their civics grade. They'll do the same thing for their history grade. In high school, those will be put together and you'll get an overall grade. So if you see, for example, in civics, if you have all 3s in this mastered category, and in your history, you have all 3s, then it is safe to say that you will have a 3 as your average, and that will then equate to an A. Then those will be converted over. Our middle school will be reporting their final grades as a 4, 3, 2, 1. Our 9th through 12th graders will report their final grades using A through F. When we're looking at this for a conversion chart, our 3.0 to a 4.0 is an A. So when we're looking at our grades in Canvas and we have a 3, that is an A. Anywhere between that 3 and a 4. Remember that in high school we are averaging those categories together, so as long as it falls within that range of a 3 or a 4, that's an A. A B would be a 2.5 to a 2.99. This is why it's so important to continue to try for those 3s and those 4s in your assignments, because what it does is it raises that grade to that 2.5 to 2.99 or higher so that you can end up with an A or a B. A 2.0 to a 2.49 is a C, and anything lower than that would be the D or the F that you see here in this chart. Those letter grades then get converted just like they did before into a GPA, where an A is a 4.0, a B is a 3.0, a C is a 2.0, and a D is a 1.0. Those will be converted the exact same way that they were converted when we had our old system of percents, then to a letter, and then to a GPA. What we're doing now is we're taking our numbered scores, converting them to a letter, and then converting them to a GPA. Your teacher can show you your final grade book to give you a better understanding of how they will calculate your final grade as they go through this with you in class.